Hi guys, welcome to today's video this week's video, and this is not a vlog. A few weeks ago, I asked on Instagram, Mia asked on Instagram as well to ask us any questions. So we're gonna answer them today. A couple of them are funny, a couple of them are serious. I hope that you guys get something good to take away from this, and if not, I hope you guys are entertained.
Shoes I wear, it depends on what the occasion is.
So in your rotation, like 5 or 6?
Yeah, probably. Like if it includes like sandals and like boots, snow boots, then 4 probably. Okay. Like right now it's my statics.
That's all you wear.
No, I wear my inertias.
How many pairs do you own?
30.
So for me, I have roughly I wear only like 3 pairs of shoes?
Probably.
Roughly. 3 to 4 pairs of shoes. But I have about like probably 40 plus.
Sushi. So sashimi, maki, or hand roll, or just sushi.
Sushi in general, like all the stuff that comes with sushi.
Yeah.
Mine would be wings, and it would be Duff's wings. I could just eat Duff's wings every meal for every day for the rest of my life.
For me, it's John. I like the way he writes, and I think it's a lot easier for non-believers. Well, I guess that's the point of John, right? To speak to, well, it's a gospel. I don't know how else to explain it.
Mine would also be John. I think for me, I would have 2. John would be my New Testament one. And then like a few other ones come in a close second. But I really like the way how John writes.
Yeah.
A lot of people would have thought it would be something that Paul would have wrote, but
I also like Paul.
I do. Sometimes I just don't like the way he writes because he writes in run-on sentences.
Yeah.
Romans is really good. Like all of the Ians, so like Corinthians, Philippians, Ephesians, Galatians, all of those are really good.
Yeah.
And then my Old Testament would be Genesis. It used to be Job until I reread Job. I read Job like 4 times, like straight.
I know we had
it for Bible study, and then we had another for Bible study, and then we had it for our Bible reading. We read through Job like 4 or 5 times in the last 2 years, I think.
Yeah.
So now it's Genesis right now in the Old Testament, just because there's so many things that happen in Genesis, so many things that God had done for his people in Genesis, which is amazing. So Genesis would be my second favorite book in the Bible. So this one, if you don't know what either of those are, you can just Google it. But short answer would be I am a complementarian. I believe Mia is as well.
Yeah.
Just because of what we've read in the Bible and what our convictions are and what we believe. This is a long, and like this would be a long conversation to have. Like we can't just have it on a YouTube video for
like one-sided.
Yeah. It's easier to have this as a conversation instead of us just telling you what we are and why we believe that. But this is a really good question. So if you don't know what it is, go search it up, and you'll know by how we live that we're actually complementarians. Like we don't. If you know what it means.
Yes. I could. If God let us.
I would be happy with more kids, but I also would be happy with just Kaleb and Judah. Yeah. I'm either one. Doesn't really matter to me. I could be happy. I was happy with just Kaleb.
But not for me. I was like praying hard.
Do you want another kid?
For another one.
Yeah, but Judah came along. So I'm happy with both. I would be happy if we have another kid. I keep on saying I want a girl, but I also want another boy. So if we're gonna have another one. So to me, the next one, if boy or girl, doesn't really matter.
Yeah, same. I don't have a preference. Yeah. You have to say.
So how I proposed.
I didn't propose to myself.
I got down on one knee and asked her to marry me. That is the short answer. The long answer is...
Did you ask me?
I did.
You like shaking? I think you were shaking. With the ring. With the ring box.
The long answer would be that I got myself prepared for marriage, and then I bought the ring. And then when I got the ring, I went to my parents and I said, hey, this is my plan and this is what I'm doing. Just letting them know. And that was a pretty long conversation. That was multiple conversations. Just obviously my parents want to make sure that I'm ready for that next step. And then after that, I spoke to her parents and I asked for their blessing. And that was an easier conversation actually than my parents. But your parents love me, so it's all good. And then after that, we got engaged the week of my birthday. So there was a plan of, actually on the Sunday, there was a plan of us going out for dinner for my birthday with friends.
Yeah.
And then we were coming over, she was coming over to my house after church. And when we got home, my mom and my dad I wrote her a letter because she loves letters. So I wrote her a letter, put it on the door. I got my parents to tape it on the door. I had flowers for her and balloons. And then once she tries to open the door, she'll see that there's a letter there for her, and she read it, and then she turned around and she didn't know what was happening, and I proposed to her.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I proposed.
Yeah, and then we had dinner with our family and friends. I think it depends on the couple. For us, we were engaged for 2 years. We didn't really start planning until 1.5 years. Oh, sorry. Like 6 months after we got engaged.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we couldn't book anything until like 18 months before
the date. Yeah.
Yeah, before the date. So, and then the 2 years really it's really fast. It goes really fast.
I think for us, the 2 year mark was the best. The better time frame for us because we allowed ourselves some time to get ready. So like we found a place to live. We made sure that we were I don't want to say comfortable, but we were secure with our jobs, and making sure that our goals were aligned as well. And so that took about 2 years, obviously planning, and 6 months in we finally booked our place, and that was like a 1.5 years out.
Yeah.
And after we booked our place, like stuff just started falling into place, but we didn't feel rushed, which was good. But yeah, I think like 2 years for us was the sweet spot. So when people ask us, do you think like 2 years is too long? I say no.
No.
Because it was
a good time.
Were you stressed?
I'm always stressed.
I wasn't stressed.
No, but I don't think it was like, oh, we couldn't find a venue. Now we gotta scramble and like.
Well, we only checked like 4 or 5 venues.
Yeah, I know.
And once you saw the place that you liked, you're like, yeah, we're going. This is the one we want. No, I don't care. You don't care about the price, or that's the one you want.
Well, I cared about the price.
No, we set a budget.
Okay, our budget was like.
We set a budget, and then like we were over here at the end. Bruh. So, yeah.
Hey, Toronto weddings are really expensive.
Toronto weddings are really expensive, especially if you're having it downtown. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I can, but do I have a clip of me doing one? No. And am I going to go and do one right now? No. So this one is actually a 2-parter because I have to answer one part of the question to answer the full part. So I have to answer first, will I, as a worship leader, lead a song from a band or an artist or musician who have questionable theology. The second question would be, what are my opinions on worship leaders who refrain from leading songs that are written from artists who have questionable theology, or whatever their theology is. So for me, as a worship leader, as a previous worship leader, it would depend on the song. If the song is like just blatantly incorrect, then obviously not. If the song is doing more harm than good, then obviously I wouldn't do it. But if there is a song that clearly glorifies God, it's just written by a musician or an artist or a writer who your theology doesn't align with, I would still use that song because God can use any song to glorify him. Then the next part is, what are my opinions on worship leaders who refrain? That is their conviction. If our worship director at Life Church said, I don't want to do that song because the writer who did it, I don't agree, then that's sure, go. It doesn't matter to me, because this is your job to lead the congregation to worship. So if you feel convicted that you shouldn't sing that song, then that's totally fine. And as the pastor of Life Church, I have a really good relationship with our band and our worship leaders and our worship director and music director. So our theology always kind of align with each other, and so I trust them in choosing the songs that will engage and usher the congregation into worshiping God. So I don't have a problem, like, let's say if one person doesn't want to sing this one song because they, this artist said something, then that's totally fine. There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of songs out there that you can use that can also do the same thing.
For us, I don't think we've had any major conflicts in our marriage, at least. And I think it was more during our dating season, only because I think I was very confrontational. I think if I didn't like anything, if I saw something, I wouldn't, that's like, no, that's not going to fly with me. Don't do that. But I think as we, like, my personal relationship with the Lord started growing, and like our relationship is also growing, I think we're able to be more aware of each other's tendencies versus just kind of like, we're both very self-aware of like, what ticks us off. So knowing that and having more understanding and compassion for one another was a really, I guess that's how you fight well. Fighting well would be, I think you need to have rules or a code, like code of conflict.
Yeah, we have an unwritten code. Thoughts on dealing with conflict. I like to deal with conflict right away. I don't like sitting in conflict. That's just the type of person I am. I just need to talk it out and just like get over it. Like if we're arguing about something, just let's talk it out, even if it's to the point where we need to agree to disagree. I just need to make sure that we are okay, and then let's just move on. So that's the type of person I am. But how to fight well, like what Mia was saying, we do have kind of like an unwritten code. So there's a few things that we do and don't do. So we don't bring up things that have nothing to do with the argument. So like, let's just say for the sake of conversation, let's just say we're fighting about what to eat, right? It's not something that we fight about, but let's just say fighting about what to eat. I don't bring up something else that has nothing to do with this conversation or this discussion to fuel my side of the argument. Yeah. Right? I don't say, well, you don't do the laundry. That has no bearing to this conversation.
Well, you gotta figure out what to eat because you don't do the laundry anyway.
Yeah, like that has nothing to do. So like we don't do any of that stuff. The next thing or we do is we don't.
What?
We don't.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
The next thing we don't do is sleep when we're still fighting. So what we do is we make sure that we have the conversation before we go to bed. Even though if sometimes Mia will walk away, like if we're having an argument about something, like she'll just walk away, and then I'm like, okay, that's fine. You can walk away, cool your head, because I know we'll have a conversation again within the next like half hour or an hour, and then she'll just come back, or I will go to her, and then we'll discuss it, and then we will probably laugh while we're discussing it. So we don't sleep when we're angry. So we make sure that we actually talk it out before we go to sleep.
I think just adding to that, for me, I think I always remember or try to remember that we're on the same team.
Mm-hmm.
That especially as we continue with church planting, I think that's one of the opportunities that the devil can really get to us, like just conflict between each other when we know that we're a team.
Mm-hmm.
So remembering that we're a team and that, like what you were saying, that we don't go to sleep angry.
Yeah.
Because like our point is really like not that I'm right or that you want to be right, but the point is that we've come to a resolution.
Yeah. Even if we don't agree.
Yeah. Or like reconciliation. Like how do we mend the relationship? Not I will say a bunch of hurtful stuff just to prove I'm right, or that prove my argument, right?
But we also don't fight in public.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever fought in public.
You annoy me in public.
That's different.
There's
a difference between annoying and fighting. Like annoying, that's just second nature.
It makes me cringe when I see other
couples,
people.
Yeah, there's a difference between like annoying and that's not loving. That's not at all. That's not loving at all. So we don't. Another thing that we don't. These are a lot of don'ts. Another thing that we don't do is, or we can flip it, I guess. Another thing that we do is we keep our arguments and our fights between ourselves. We don't go to our friends, your girlfriends or my boys. We don't go to them and we complain to them about what's going on.
Yeah.
That's just something that we don't do. We just keep it to ourselves.
Unless it's like a mentor or we're looking for another person.
But then
another person.
We would be both
point of view
telling that person.
Yeah. Like it goes back to our point of, at the end of the day, help us reconcile this this issue, or put an end to this issue. I don't know.
Jesus called us to love each other, so I try to do that.
Thanks. Nikes.
Why?
Nikes. Air Force Ones. Am I saying it right? I don't even know if I'm saying it right. I'm sorry.
Air Force Ones. Mine would be the Adidas Superstars or the Sheltos or whatever they're called. They should be called the tissue boxes because they're terrible. They feel like tissue boxes on your feet. Never buy those shoes. They are trash.
No, I don't think it was.
I think
was it hard?
Was it hard? Was it difficult? I think within the first month we knew that we couldn't.
Yeah.
Because
I think
we had
the expectation was.
Yeah, it was set that
we're not gonna get any date night.
No date nights. None of that stuff because we there was another human being living with us now.
Yeah.
So we had to make sure that Kaleb was okay and all that stuff, and we were like sleep deprived, and so we didn't even try to go out or anything like that, which was totally fine.
Was also January.
Yeah, it was the winter time.
February, January.
But I think after a while, it was getting a little easier. Like we found our groove.
Yeah.
We had a really great support system from our friends and our family, and
Yeah.
Jesus sustained us through that time. So I think when we started sleep training,
Yeah, I think that was a game changer.
yeah, when we started sleep training, we were able to like go on dates again, and even
Yeah.
if it was date night at home, like make popcorn and watch a movie, which is totally fine with me.
Yeah.
That was fine. As long I think for new parents, as long as you set that expectation, you won't be disappointed. I'm not saying it's terrible, because it's not terrible. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's just tiring.
It's tiring, yeah.
Yeah.
I think if we can summarize our date spots, it will be... Oh, I guess those are not the date spots that I went to. When our first date, like we went at... Oh, we didn't go to sushi.
We went to sushi. No, we didn't.
Okay, so the first week that we were dating, we basically still do now. Like whatever we did on our first week of dating,
We went sushi on the Friday.
we still do it now. So we went chicken wings.
We went out for wings. We go out for pizza. We went out for wings.
And
We go watch a movie.
We watched, yeah.
We drink coffee.
Yeah.
And then we had sushi.
Yeah.
So those are the things that we do on a regular basis, even
Yeah.
now.
Sushi is Niji.
Yeah, Niji. Duff's.
Duff's.
Movies.
Movies. We used to go to like
Yeah, we used to
premiere
go-
nights.
We used to go to premiere nights all the time. But
On
obviously
Thursday
COVID stopped
nights,
that.
yeah.
Wednesday nights sometimes. Before we had kids, we used to go to the mall a lot.
Oh yeah.
So that would be like when we were like,
Our
let's say we were coming
favorites
from like even before we were married, and even during when we were married.
And
I would
with
pick you up.
kids.
Oh yeah, we still go to the mall. I would pick you up from work. Like we'll get off of work. I would pick you up, and then we like, do you want to go home? Like, no, let's go to the mall. So we would go to the mall and just like hang out and just like walk around and like go shopping or whatever.
Can you go first?
So mine would be, I would say my most recent favorite memory would be going on our second honeymoon before Judah. After Kaleb, we went to Excellence, El Carmen, which was a very
It was nice.
needed vacation.
Yeah.
And Mia didn't want to go, and I was forcing
really
her.
didn't want to
Like, you didn't want to go.
I didn't want to leave Cal, right? And I'm
It wasn't even
I
for
just
7
came
days.
back
It was
to
like for 5
work.
days.
Yeah, I just came back to work. Wait, was that the same year? It was, right?
Yeah, you got back to work. You just got back to work, and then I said, we need to go on vacation. Like, we need to go on vacation.
Yeah.
Before, like, I started church planting.
Oh, yes.
Because, like, we went,
Wait,
and then, yeah.
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
before.
Right before we started Life Church.
Yeah.
So I was forcing her to go, and that was really fun, I think, for both of us. We really enjoyed ourselves. Like, it was a great time of rest, even though it was only 5 days. Obviously, this is like
are the most recent one for you?
no, it's like obviously our wedding was great.
Okay,
Obviously.
yeah, like I'm not gonna say. I think maybe going off on our honeymoon, that Wednesday that we went on a tour. We were gone for the whole day, and we thought we were gonna die.
We almost died twice.
So we thought we got dropped off, and
We thought we were gonna
at
get
a
abducted.
random.
Yeah,
I
get
really
abducted by a
thought we
random-
were gonna
yeah.
be. Oh my goodness.
That was scary.
We were dropped off in the middle of the street. We were told to get out.
Told to get
Right?
out, and then
Get
you had
out of
to
the
like
car,
weave
get out of
through
the van.
buildings, go behind buildings, go through a kitchen. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then dropped us off at this spot, and then the guy was just like, "Bye."
And they just
And he
like,
just
just
left.
wait here for 20 minutes or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, we're gonna die. And then we didn't.
Yeah, it was fine.
And then we were snorkeling
Yeah, we were snorkeling.
in the middle of the ocean. And our tour guide was like,
You should come this way.
yeah, it was between like two rocks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was trying to tell us to go there. And then the next thing we know, he's just yelling back saying,
Go turn back.
turn back.
I don't know what. I
There's
don't know
a
what
huge
happened.
wave. Like huge waves were coming.
So he's telling us to go back to go
Yeah.
closer to the boat.
Yeah.
But that was fun. Like that.
Oh my god.
We did like the mud bath, and then there was the
Yeah.
waterfall. Like we
Yeah.
showered at the waterfall. They had really good food at that place that
Yeah.
we went to, and then the snorkeling part. Like I was able to touch a turtle and all this stuff. It was great. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And then obviously, I think for me too as well is when Kaleb and Judah were born. So like when she gave birth to both of them. Yeah, that was like that. Those are days I will never forget. So I hope you guys were encouraged today. I hope you guys laughed. I hope you guys learned something from the things that we do and the things that we don't do. Any last words?
You can always ask us stuff. I don't mind.
Yeah, ask us, DM us.
But we also like asking people questions.
Yeah, we
ask a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We like to get to know people. We're very...
What?
I don't know. Like we like relationships and talking to people and stuff. So that's it for this week. I hope you guys had fun again. And that's it.
Yep.
See you guys on the next one.
Bye.